Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Art of the Hero with my guest Miller. My daughter Eden and I have just gone to see Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Eden, your thoughts? She's stress eating. She's stress eating right now, so I need my food. I'm sorry. You ate almost all the fries.
No,
all right. Whatever. I had my freaking... So I was hungry when I got to the movie theater, and you know what? I should probably have. Gosh darn it! Open up. All right, let me see. Your channel. Let's see if anybody's here watching us talk about this. What's a good word for it? What's a good word for it? Yo, disaster. My daughter says disaster. Disaster. What happened here? What's happening here? Eden liked it, says Dennis Peruch. Eden no longer likes you, Dennis, for saying that. He shouldn't do those things to you, Eden. CPS is just a phone call away. I know. Thank you, Lord, for this food in Jesus' name. A jumbo jack. Jack in the box.
Wow, why is it wrapped in that?
It's just I'm streaming.
Go where? They gave us the credit.
I gave you junior bacon cheeseburgers. You love junior bacon cheeseburgers.
No, I know. I was saying the wrapping.
Oh, who cares?
Okay.
Cali Kid says, I love the movie, to be honest. Was pretty good.
Is that Gideon?
Pretty good? Pretty good.
Screw you, Gideon.
Hey, language. Jeez. Is that Gideon? That's not Gideon, is it?
It's his username on Instagram.
Is it really? Yep, it's Gideon. Gideon, you no longer get a vote in anything. In fact, I don't think you should be allowed to vote for president.
Yeah. Why are you guys in here? Because we
I know, but you're just like hovering over us eating. Why?
Because I need a chair to sit on.
Well, come on. We're in here doing a review of a movie while we're eating. Sorry. I just wanted to get in here immediately because I was kind of yelling in the car, and I wanted to leave that raw emotion for the stream. But at the same time, I was very hungry, so I wanted to stop and get some Jack in the Box. And now here we are. Favorite thing about the movie, Eden? You know, this thing is just annoying me.
When you
like
think
right
they're going to end up together, and it's all going to work out.
Oh.
Right, but
okay, here's the
dies!
By the way, spoilers. This is a spoiler stream.
Obviously, it's a review.
This is a spoiler review stream.
A real review without spoilers.
Spoilers.
People who do
spoilers. He dies. He dies. And then his body fades away instantly. Although Rey died and her body didn't fade away instantly. And then Leia died, but Leia's body didn't fade away for like, what, 2 days or something? I don't know how long. Whatever. What kind of plot convenience is that? So annoying. Favorite.
I'm never going to watch that movie.
So you're just all in here to eat on stream. That's fun. I know, but you're done being in here, so we're in here now.
I'm waiting for my
favorite thing, John Williams soundtrack. Well, he can do no wrong, right? Can I have some? Yeah, Jack in the Box is right over there. Get in your car and go get it. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I think overall, I just didn't care. I was so not invested. I don't like Finn. I like him less every time he opens his mouth. I don't like Poe. It's the same thing. It's like their characters.
They could have killed them. No one cares.
Okay.
But they had to kill Ben,
Cards on the table.
the only good character.
Yeah. Eden loves Ben and Ray because Eden's good at everything, so she really identifies with Ray as being just good at everything.
Mhm.
Okay, come on.
Gideon liked the mysticism in the whole thing. Get him, Eden.
What?
I don't know
Not
what
even-
Gideon's talking about.
We're not
You
gonna-
ate all the good curly fries. Now I get all the little
I
idiot.
ate the ones on the top. It's not
Yeah.
my fault. It was a good one.
It's because all the little crappy little tiny things end up at the bottom.
More curly fries.
More. No, go away. Why are you guys in here?
No, you don't get any more.
You're just being
Seriously,
annoying.
Mike, why would you
Here,
eat all
take
of
that back. I don't want that.
them?
This is the cacophony that is my house. Very annoying. Palps stops sucking life force and starts shooting lightning. Why? Keeps sucking power to rejuvenate. Yeah, I was watching Shadiversary's review on this. I kind of stopped halfway through because it was just so bloody long. But let's pull force powers out of our rear end to move the. It's like the Force has become the Deus Ex Machina of the Star Wars universe. Wherever you need anything, hey, let's just have the Force powers do it. You know what I mean? Now you want Jack in the Box. I mean, the Force healing, and then the Force rejuvenating, and then the Force take down an entire fleet of Starcraft. What the hell? Why didn't the Emperor ever do that before? Like, why do I need a Death Star? I'll just blow up this planet with the Force.
But like,
What's the bag?
All right. There's still some chip fries in there. Yes, like and share, ladies and gentlemen. Like and share. So what I was trying to say before I got interrupted by the mysticism comment by Callie Kidd over here, it's as if the writers, or the writers, whoever, and this is kind of how it's gone the whole time. They have, oh my gosh, they have all these characters to work with, but they have no idea what to do with any of them. Right? It's like they're
retire.
Who should retire? The writer?
J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams should retire, she says. You can say it
Or
louder.
find a new career. He doesn't. Read Callie could. I don't know why the comments aren't coming up on my thing. The Force rejuvenation and healing is a long documented Force ability, though. Other pasta Siths did basically almost the same exact thing.
What what the heck is a pasta set?
Past.
Oh,
No, it's like Italian shit.
Yeah, Italian.
it's the pasta set, you know. Yeah, the comments aren't showing up on StreamYard, so I can't highlight them for everybody to see, unfortunately. Because the one reason I use StreamYard in particular decides not to work. I was trying to remember if there was... I know there was a healer in the Darth Bane series, but again, all these books are no longer canon. So the only thing that's canon is what was on the shows and what's in the movies. And someone was making the point. Oh, it was Quarter Black Garrett was making the point when they showed little baby Yoda trying to force heal Mando. That he's like, they're setting something up for the movie. I know it, and it was true. It was true. Mamma mia! It's a Sith eating a pizza.
Pizza pie, oh
Yeah. So what else? Is there anything you actually? I know Eden's big gripe is that they killed Ben.
Yeah, I
Solo.
don't care about
Spoilers.
anything else. It was it just seemed kind of weird, like the first half. I don't know.
Here's the Russian break.
Can't put my finger on it. It's just weird.
Nice. It's not been gotten any guns.
Callie, kid, read it. I'm eating.
My eyesight is bad.
That's okay.
I feel like
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson was the reason it was killed. He messed up the whole story in TLJ because it was completely foolish.
Okay, people.
Well,
They were there.
I understand that.
Yeah, this is what they did behind us.
They had
Um,
no reason to kill Tyler. No reason.
Yeah,
at all.
but
No, it was senseless
Ryan
and
Johnson
awful.
didn't kill Kylo or Ben.
I killed him.
You don't understand how these writers are so useless.
Get in here, Mike.
I don't get it either. All right, I'm done. Oh wait, I guess still some more fries.
Jar Jar
What?
Abrams.
Yeah.
I call it eight.
So at this point, yeah, this is I guess this would be. Trying to decide if this is worse than Phantom Menace. Would I want to watch Phantom? I probably would want to watch Phantom Menace. Phantom. Phantom. I might actually want to watch Phantom Menace more than watching this again. I just felt nothing in this movie. There was no. I mean, what? They defeated the Emperor again.
Kills?
And what I had was a lack of
Wait.
feeling. You know, at the end of Jedi, you feel like the universe has, I mean, even in the original cut, not with all the later CGI garbage they added to it, but you felt like something good happened. Elijah, can you like go sit down someplace or something?
Seriously, why are you
Yeah.
just standing
It's
there?
just- Yeah, or go watch
you
me on
wanna
TV
listen
or
to us,
something.
yeah.
This is like weird having you just stand behind me like some weird child molester looking.
Yeah.
You gotta shave that thing off your head.
I think bandages.
Shave your head.
Only good part in Phantom Menace was fandom. I keep saying fandom. Phantom Menace was Maul and the whole fight. Yeah, the Darth Maul fight is the only. Yeah, I agree. Hello, real Aaron Collins. Anakin Skywalker will always be the chosen one. Always. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. I don't know how to process it. I wonder if this is gonna just kill Star Wars for like a generation.
Pretend it never happened.
Elijah's just hovering behind me, speaking.
Elijah,
You're
being
not contributing
weird.
anything.
You didn't even see the movie. How can you contribute?
Well,
I need that medic.
I'm doing more than even.
Actually need medic.
No, you just being there is creepy.
My eyesight isn't working.
I got 10
Here.
seconds.
Thank you.
There we go.
Okay, what do you want me to read? Well, now you can read. So.
Is that so bad? Thanks for taking the bullet for us, Mike. Yeah, I wanted to like sit down and try to do a beat by beat like I did with
All the
Hey guys, could you be a little more quiet? I'm on here. All right. Like I did with Captain Marvel movie, I sat down and I went back and I remembered beat by beat throughout the whole movie, so that I could do a more thoughtful review. But I was just
You can't go watch that.
I just
again.
needed to kind of vent it here, rather than that. Mikey, you look sad. Watch more Mandalorian, Baby Yoda. I have not seen the latest Mandalorian yet, so I will do that. And didn't the next one Did the next one come out just now? I thought they said it was coming out Friday, so it should be out now, right? Let's see. Disney Plus Mandalorian.
I need that.
Let's see. I haven't
Next
seen
one.
7.
It's
Okay.
Gus.
Yeah.
This
All
is
right.
my first time to your channel, but I see that you two are having an interesting conversation about the rise of Skywalker.
We are Real Aaron. Have you seen it yet? Because we will be filling this up with spoilers. I'm trying to go back. I want to kind of go back to the beginning. So the beginning was this stupid crawl where they announced. Where's my phone? Where did my phone go? Somebody have my phone? Oh, wait, I posted it on Twitter. The stupid crawl profile. Can you go get me a new water now? Because you're drinking all
That's
of
my
mine.
water.
That's your water? Where's
Yeah,
my
I brought
water?
that in here.
Where's my water?
I love the record
Yeah.
Assuming.
I always have to check if waters are clear. All right, so here,
I'm
let's.
not JoJo.
First half was a mess, not gonna lie. So
Share screen.
I wasn't paying attention.
So here's the crawl at the beginning. The dead speak. The galaxy has heard a mysterious broadcast, the threat of revenge in the sinister voice of the late.
No.
Why? Why would you do that? Right? I mean, why would you? I'm the Emperor. I've been hiding in the shadows for 30, 40 years, whatever. I've set up an entire shadow army in the First Order and Snoke and all this
the
stuff.
last order they called.
No, the First Order.
Hmm?
The First Order.
No.
The Final
Palpatine.
Order was his-
final order.
was the big
Yeah.
army. The First
Yeah.
Order was like his little push, and he put his little fake Snoke up there. What?
I got smoke.
Snoke? He made Snoke, and so he walks. Kylo Ren walks in to his little new base, and he's got little like. Remember an Alien? No, which Aliens?
Oh,
Aliens, Alien 3. I don't know. One of the aliens. They walk in there, and they see that they've been trying to. Oh, is Alien 3? Alien 4? I don't know. One of them. The one where they had all the little aliens in the test tubes and stuff. So you can see they've been working on trying to create it. That's what he had with Snoke. They had like little Snoke heads floating in jars and stuff. I understand. I understand what Gideon is saying, that Ryan Johnson, and gosh, this is the worst thing for me to say because I was a fan of Ryan Johnson before all this happened. I'm still a fan. I'm just not a fan of his Star Wars work. But he really kind of left J.J. Abrams with, I don't know, a mess? Something that, yeah, he was trying to clean up or trying to clear out, get all that stuff out of the way as quick as possible, and then maybe try to rejigger back to what maybe his original plot had been. Although, you know, because he did the first one, and then Ryan Johnson just did whatever he wanted in the second one, and then JJ came back, and his big bad guy who he had set up in the first one was already dead. So what's he going to do with that? He's got to have a big bad, but he can't because the big bad is dead. He can't make Kylo the big bad because, I mean, technically they could have. I don't know. There's just so much. Dennis says, in original Star Wars movies, no one knew Palps was a Sith Lord. Rey thought Luke and the Force was a myth. If you guys can't be quiet, you got to get out. Rey thought Luke and the Force was a myth. How did this universe all know Palps was Sith? That's right. That's right. That's true. He was just the emperor. They never said anything about Simeon says trying to tie things back was a Herculean problem. It was, and I think that's why the first third, or maybe even the first half of the film, felt like a Michael Bay movie where they were just, going, action scene, action scene, action scene, action scene, and just trying to like I said, get through all of that other stuff from the previous movie to get it out of the way so he could progress the plot onto whatever he wanted to do and kind of wrap it up with that horrific ending. Why? And then, oh gosh, that was another thing in the beginning. They made this big push that Ray is the best pilot in the fighter, best fighter in the fleet, which I thought was Poe Dameron's position for the first two movies.
No, he's the best pilot.
That's the same thing. Pilot, fighter. That's what they're talking about. He was talking about piloting the ship.
Are you sure?
I am dead positive. Yeah. And then Poe Dameron, remember, because he's in the cockpit with Chewie, and Chewie's all, he's like, yeah, I know. I wish Ray was here too. It's like, you're flying the ship. You're the best pilot in the fleet, and you're wishing that Ray was there. And then he gets out of the ship, and he's like, Ray, where were you? You're the best pilot in the fleet. It's like,
No, he said, I know, but Ray isn't here.
So he elevated Ray to the position of best pilot in the fleet.
She has almost no experience flying ships.
Yeah.
Elijah, why are you still here?
Dennis says nonstop action to distract you from the plot. That is exactly what happened. Except for, I would add, what plot? Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry they did this with Carrie Fisher. Dude, you're just constantly trying to distract me. Yes, you are. Why are you hitting my chair? No, do it someplace else. The Last Jedi wrote them into a corner and put the end on it. It did. I feel like they could have picked it up. I don't know. I feel like I need to rewrite it. I think the disappointment for me is that I love Star Wars. You guys have heard me argue that I liked the Luke Skywalker arc in The Last Jedi, right? I understand all the problems, and I understand that a lot of the characters are completely pointless. I don't know. Maybe I've tried too hard to like the other ones, but this one's just... I felt nothing. I got nothing out of it.
Maybe Rian Johnson wanted to make the second one really bad because he didn't want to work on another one.
No. The real Aaron Collins says, you got to understand that Abrams is used to doing Star Trek films, so doing anything in the Star Wars franchise is probably a stretch for him. I mean, it's not like that's the only thing he'd ever done. Star Trek. First half of The Rise of Skywalker was JJ trying to fix Ryan's mess while mixing JJ's original second plot plus the third movie's plot, 2 movies, and a fix into one film. Not too much in not enough time. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is it was just like, so it was, I swear, the first third to the first half, it was like a Michael Bay movie, and I freaking hate Michael Bay movies. I hate that action in every moment, action in everything. Don't take a moment to actually build anything. You're just always in adrenaline mode, and it's like, just freaking take a break, man. You can start off like that, think of Mad Max Fury Road, right? You start off adrenaline pumping, dun, 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 and you have this great all right, so you start off with high energy and high action and all this stuff, and you can have a great scene, intro scene, and all that stuff, and then you come off the roller coaster and you breathe for a minute, right? And then you move the plot forward, and then you get back on the road and you can do all that stuff. But I liked Max. I loved Mad Max Fury Road, and I wish this had that kind of pacing. But it just for the first half of the movie, man, it was just like and just. But it wasn't done the way George Miller would have done it. It was done more the way Michael Bay would have done it. And again, hated it. Abrams never did Star Trek. He turned Star Trek into a Star Wars. Fury Road is how you do a strong woman. Yeah, constantly banging it over the head of the audience that Rey is the best at everything. You understand that problem, right?
Like,
Eden just identifies. Oh my gosh. It sounds like he and Ryan Johnson didn't see eye to eye. Well, yeah. If Rey is so fearless and perfect, why is she afraid of her real name, Palpatine, that she must hide it and steal Luke's name? I hated that. Eden made a great point coming out of the
she was
theater.
supposed to get the name Skywalker because she marries Ben. Okay, that was supposed to happen.
That's right. That is how it happened. What the heck was the point of killing Ben?
There was none. It's just hatred and awfulness.
Oh, I know. It's so Rey could be a strong single woman. And the next trilogy will just be Rey. Look at me. More than a woman. You're killing me. Tomorrow, J.J. Abrams will declare himself J.J. Spielberg. It worked for Rey Palpatine.
Wait, what?
Mommy's home. Can you make sure the door's open? Let's scroll back up. Episode 7, Kylo Ren. I had no idea we had the best pilot in the Resistance on board. Talking about Poe. Yeah. No, we spent the first 2 movies explaining and accepting that he was the best pilot in the Resistance, and then we open this movie pining for Rey because she's the best pilot. What? She had a lot of practice flying the Falcon. Must be hell difficulty, and she did it at first try. Hella difficult. You gotta understand that Abrams is. Oh, okay. So Skywalker is Rey's Twitter pronoun handled. Rey and her third. Oh, curious. All right, I'll read it. Curious says Rey and her 13 welfare babies. Awful Redneck said she needs no man. She's a strong, independent woman. Plus, she'll get that monthly check from the government. Oh man. So, gosh darn it. My head is such a jumble right now. I can't sit down and even think of what the plot points were to the movie to give it a real thorough and thoughtful. You know what? I'll do that by Monday. We're going to be doing this topic on Nerds of the Round Table. Quarter Black Garrett and Christian Toto, I believe, will be here. And probably Terry as well. Real Aaron Collins says, I wonder if the Rey character is going to stifle any chances of Daisy Ridley getting other roles. I do hate it when people have conversations right outside of the door. I know. It's so loud in this house. I do apologize to everyone. This is just how loud my house always is. Stop trying to steal Edith's chair. She's my co-pilot on this episode.
Why are you still showing that?
Oh, why am I still showing that? I don't know. Do you guys want to see the before and after? Here, let's see. This was us before the movie started. And then this was us after the movie. It's so funny. Eden, how much did you actually want to see this film?
I really wanted to see it.
I know. She actually likes the first 2.
excited.
She likes the first 2 quite a bit. And she was excited to see it. And none of the kids did. None of the boys did.
We didn't want to.
They had no interest in seeing this movie whatsoever.
Right there.
I'm done with Star Wars.
You're done with Star Wars? Oh,
They were never interested in Star Wars.
that breaks my
ever.
heart, though.
You didn't raise any of us.
I
to be
didn't
interested.
force you guys to watch Star Wars all the time.
You
Like,
didn't even. No, you didn't force us, but you didn't even make it available to us.
yeah, I
to
did. What are
watch.
you talking about?
No, you didn't have any of the movies.
I have
until-
all the movies.
Yeah, you got them like 2 years ago.
No, like, what
Yeah,
are you
for
talking
Elijah's
about?
birthday party.
Borrow them.
No,
Yeah,
2 years ago.
yeah, for Elijah's
Elijah-
birthday party was the first time you got all of them. And we all watched.
I had them on VHS before that.
Oh yeah, we're all gonna watch VHS
I
tapes.
thought they were boring when we watched them.
I fell asleep.
How packed was the showing? About
There was a lot of people coming out when we got there.
yeah. Oli was there. Oli's family.
Nate was there.
Nate was there.
Oh, right there.
Anywho,
Aaron's brother.
still,
And Christian was
they're
there.
still here.
I think
But
they're
they went to
visiting.
Alabama.
I think
I know, right?
Sweet
They must be
home
visiting for
Alabama.
Christmas. Don't dump on my childhood. VHS is love. I know, right? And it's the originals too. So, does it make the prequel movies look good? I hated Force Awakens and didn't watch the second one. Rogue One was good though.
I didn't like Rogue One. I didn't even watch all of it.
I was saying this the other day that the kids didn't like Rogue One. I
I
don't
think Rogue One was the best of the new Star Wars movies.
now.
Well, I didn't watch all of it.
None of the other kids liked Rogue
I
One.
started watching.
I think
during-
it's-
Is that the one where there's that one
English
part where like
class.
all the droids shoot at Luke Skywalker?
Luke Skywalker's
No.
not in that
No.
movie.
Wait, what's Rogue One?
Rogue One is the one. Forget it. We'll talk about it later. Spoilers warning. Can we double check how the Skywalker and Palpatine created siblings? You mean the dyad? Rogue One was disappointing. No way. Rogue One was great. Rogue One was good stuff.
Mads Mikkelsen, isn't it? Right.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Back to your question though. How does it make the prequels look? I was saying this the other night that the failing of the prequels was that George Lucas shouldn't have directed them or written them. But he should have been the creator, and he should have,
What?
he should have had the story, because the story is what's important, and the story does, it's there's no freaking story in this, right? It's the directing and the writing that suck on the prequels. Well, a lot of the CG gets aged out as well, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I think this would be a first for me to say that I'd rather watch Phantom Menace than one of the sequels, because I have held true that the last two sequels, or the first two sequels, because of the acting, because of the production, I mean, they're gorgeous movies. They are more watchable than the prequels. But I don't know if this last one is.
I think it's on this.
There's just nothing to it. It's like it's got no gut. It's like an empty pinata. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Well, it's fun to beat pinatas. Really
It's only fun if there's something in the pinata. You don't just beat it. It's like beating a dead horse.
Beating it is fun still.
Rogue One was great compared to the rest of the heap of burning trash. Oh, and the hood over the blind guy. Hood over the blind guy. But the hood, I don't remember the hood. I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in a few years. Good morning, Epic Trilogy from the UK. We are expecting a fail with 9. Not sure if it was recoverable after The Last Jedi. I don't think anything is unrecoverable. I don't believe in no-win situations. I don't think J.J. Abrams was the guy. He should... I don't know what he should stick to.
Fuck.
Retirement.
Stick to retirement. Man, Poe Dameron just irritates the hell out of me.
Why?
I don't know. It's like it's almost like they don't know what to do. So they just if they have information they need in a scene, they just have Poe blurt it out, right? Like when they're flying in. Okay, everybody, shoot those big guns on the bottom of the Star Destroyers, and it'll blow them up, and then we can all win. Yay! It's like he didn't say that whole thing, but he just blurts out that stuff. No Kobayashi Maru, you're Kirk, Miller. I am Kirk. I am Kirk. JJ is a slightly better and slightly less flashy Michael Bay. I think you are correct, Redneck. I think you are correct. I say episode 9 makes 500 million less than episode 7. I don't know. I can't speculate. This is going nowhere on as far as word of mouth. I know Gideon's in there saying he loved it or he liked it. Liked it? Did he say he liked it or loved it?
I thought it was
I
good.
don't know.
He thought it was good. I bet you he doesn't see it as many times as he saw episode 7.
I think it's okay to let a series die. You don't have to keep
Why
providing.
do you didn't even watch the movie?
It's in the other two.
It is okay to let a series die. The problem with Star Wars is you can't reboot it. You know, you can't give it 20 years and then reboot it.
It's a no-win situation.
It is a
You're only going to get disappointment.
It is a long-running serial. Apparently, Disney's stock is dropping. Yeah, it might be a good time to buy it now, and then sell it after Mulan comes out because Mulan looks great.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Wow, that
for
trailer is
Mulan.
fantastic. That 2-minute Mulan trailer had more feeling in it than however long that movie was. I don't even know how long it was. 3 hours? Felt like 3 hours. How long was it? We got in there at 9. Hold on a second. Let's see. 2 hours and 35 minutes. I mean, there were fun scenes. Oh my gosh, it's got an 89% Rotten Tomatoes score on the audience.
Satisfying end.
Yeah, they're like, we're just glad it's over.
Yeah.
You think they're censoring?
Hold on. Let's do this. Let's read some of these reviews from Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh
can't see
gosh,
it.
these reviews are
They
terrible.
can now.
No, it's
Wait,
not on the
it's
page.
not on the right one?
You have to share the screen on the
There.
individual.
No, there it is.
I hit him. I hit him.
Wait.
Full shots.
Where's the other one? Yes,
There.
there it is. All right. Michael V says, not without its flaws, but a satisfying end to the Skywalker saga. No.
Wrong.
Wrong. You know what? The last movie had a more satisfying end to Skywalker, to Luke. To me, because I still like that story arc. It is, and you know what? Even Shadowversary was saying it because I watched that today. That if you take The Last Jedi out of the canon, out of the scope of the whole thing, it is actually a good movie in and of itself. And maybe he didn't say it in those words, but I guess maybe that's too much how I was looking at it. Because that's Luke Skywalker's story arc in The Last Jedi in and of itself is the hero's journey. And that was a satisfying end. But then they're like, oh, we have a whole nother movie to do, and we already killed off the main character in all of Star Wars lore. But and I'll give them this. They were kind of stuck because Lando, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, all the original people, they had to pass the torch, right? They had to pass the torch. Now, if I were doing this, starting over from scratch, I would have passed the torch on to like Luke's kids, right? Like Luke, Mara Jade, going back to that.
Did they kill off Finn? His big English face annoys me. I wish.
No, they did not kill off Finn.
They should have
Finn
it in
saves the day. No, he doesn't. Who saves the day? They're trying to make everybody the hero. Like, everybody had their moments as the hero, right? Like, Finn turned
Finn and
a
that
thing around and
Stormtrooper girl.
shot. What about him?
They do some. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they turn a cannon around to target.
I don't even know what they were doing. I wasn't honestly paying attention. To
Yeah,
that.
like this
It just
janitor.
kinda seemed dumb.
He was a freaking janitor, and somehow he understands the intricate workings of the entire fleet.
If you're a stormtrooper, you know everything about everything.
Right.
Except how
Stormtroopers
to
know everything
aim.
about everything. So somehow or another, he reprogrammed from outside, which I don't know how any Star Destroyer is ever designed to have any external controls
Wait, what?
on a mounted cannon.
What exactly was Leia doing? She just said Ben. And
Yeah.
then died.
That was
like,
Leia's
wait.
big dramatic
He
send
was
off.
like, she knew this was gonna take all the strength in the universe to do, and then she just says Ben, and it's like,
Oh,
and then her
poor Carrie
body
Fisher.
stays there.
And then her body stays there for like 2 days, and then doesn't fade away until it's convenient to the plot.
No,
It's
it
like
wasn't
it's
even
covered-
like, why did they fade away at the same time?
Someone's in here.
It's like it's covered in maggots and
I
stuff.
don't know. What's covered in maggots? Oh, her body. Yeah, her body's all decomposing. Can someone get Leia out of here? It's like, don't worry, she's gonna fade away any minute now. Oh. People are saying that the Force is just a vague metaphor for SJW dogma now. No, it's the magic bag. It's the TARDIS. It's a 4-dimensional hypercube. They can reach into the Force and get whatever they need to forward the plot now. My friend thought Leia possessed Ben's body when he died.
What?
What? Another Michael Lickershans. Oh, I wanted to read some of these comments. Oh my gosh, this guy gave it 5 stars. I think he works for Disney. A story that took 42 years, 6 months, and 24 days to tell, and I loved this movie. I was there on May 25th, 1977, and have read every book, comic, story, played every game, and seen every TV show, and I could have not have envisioned a better ending.
What an idiot.
That just sounds like he's trying to verify himself. Like, I'm the true nerd. You guys.
Yeah,
don't
like, I'm
question
so
my opinion.
dedicated, unwavering dedication to
remember the
Star
exact date
Wars.
I saw the first movie.
Yeah. I was there, dude. May 25th, 1977. I was
I've
there.
been counting every day.
I was there. Oh my. Adam gives it 3.5 stars and says, the film was nearly perfect, with stunning action, hilarious comedy, and great performances full of heat. But the big glaring issues with it all were a product of The Last Jedi. Oh, I think this is actually J.J. Abrams posting under the name Adam. The action was both perfectly suspenseful and emotional. The comedy rarely ever fell flat, especially the more visually focused humor that I produced. I mean, and I felt a great connection to all the characters, both new and old. Rose Tico was barely in this film. Sorry to any Rose Tico fans out there, but she was like, I think she had like 3 lines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 3.
is because the only reason I say that the flaws of episode 8, here we're saying it again, JJ, we know it's you. The flaws of episode 8 affected episode 9 is because it felt as though JJ tried to merge his idea of what episode 8 could have been with what episode 9 became, making the movie feeling a little cramped. Even though it felt a little rushed, it's overall a fun addition to the franchise and a great end to the Skywalker saga. That is the second person to say a satisfying end or a great end to the Skywalker saga. This is JJ making all these fake accounts. JJ, get off.
No, it's
Wait,
you.
Get off of Rotten
I saw
Tomatoes, JJ.
I saw half star.
A half a star.
Mario.
It's a me, Mario. He says, this film is a huge sorry for the fanboys that criticize The Last Jedi for being new and changing the Star Wars formula. Even an even bigger FU to the people whom like and enjoy the film.
That's so confusing.
So it's an apology and an FU.
At the same time.
All right. I'm sorry, FU.
I got it.
Or is it FU? I'm sorry.
but-
Real Aaron Collins says Ben became part of the Force in the original trilogy. Well, here's the thing about becoming part of the Force. It is a technique that Qui-Gon Jinn discovered in...
May the Force be with you.
Was that the third? Was that episode 3? And so Qui-Gon Jinn had discovered this technique. And then Yoda went off and said that, something about it. So we know that Yoda learned the technique probably from Qui-Gon Jinn after Qui-Gon was already a Force ghost, right? And then probably Qui-Gon told it to everyone who has Force powers doesn't become a Force ghost. They screwed it up they didn't screw it up. Return of the Jedi, he became a Force ghost. What they did, actually, was they screwed it up by saying that Qui-Gon Jinn learned how to do it. I remember complaining about that because I'm like, well, then how did Darth Vader know how to do it? Or how did, Anakin know how to do it? Because Qui-Gon never taught Anakin how to do it. Satisfying end to the Skywalker saga. The Skywalkers went extinct. I know. I know. But maybe Luke
Oh my God.
adopted Rey in spirit.
Ew, but then they're siblings.
Who's siblings?
Ben and Ray.
Ben and Rey. No, they're cousins.
Oh wait, cousins.
They're
Yeah,
cousins.
not siblings.
Real Aaron says Snoke and Captain Phasma were the two most unnecessary characters in my opinion. They actually irritated me as much as Jar Jar Binks in the second trilogy. Snoke, Phasma. Finn was such an absolute waste of a character. Poe became a waste of a character.
Rose Tico.
Rose Tico, absolutely pointless trash.
I never liked anyone.
It's a terrible cast to hand a baton to. And then they killed the best of them, which is Ben. I know some people have problems with. I liked Ben Kenobi, Ben Solo.
The most character out of all of them.
Hey there, Watermelon. Audio Melon. Oh, Audio Melon says,
That's
hey
his
there,
tag.
Watermelon. Hello, Audio Melon. Welcome, everybody. Like, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff. Yeah, hey, like, subscribe, share. Like, share. I have not done this yet, so I'm going to do it right now. Liking, sharing, Rise of Skywalker, father-daughter review. Woohoo! All right. Let's see what else. Philip K. What is that? Says, absolutely amazing. Plays complete homage to the real fans.
Real fans. I'm a real fan. I'm not allowed to dislike Star Wars
Dadgummit, my
in any way.
mouse. Sorry, my mouse has issues. I don't know what the heck the issues are.
I hit
But
one like 5 times.
there we go. What the heck are you guys laughing about? You know, I'm going to minimize this a little bit. There we go. Oh, then you guys can't read it. This? No, I just did that. Milton O says, look, let's be honest. The Last Jedi ruined...
JJ.
It's JJ again. The Last Jedi ruined the storyline. Really, the actors should have walked out as soon as they read the script regarding Luke sucking milk off of that animal with the world's slowest space chase. So I blame them. This film does its best to deal with how The Last Jedi left things. In all honesty, this film would have been better if they increased the running time so that they didn't have to cram in Star Wars The Last Jedi wrap-up, which is basically like a third of the film. Frankly, I think JJ did the best he could. Frankly, I did the best I could. And it worked. And it worked. Honestly, I was hoping they would scrap The Last Jedi and just have Rey wake up like it was all a dream. We all love Stirs Wars. Stister Wars. And I am sure by the next one, we will feel better and realize that all things considered, JJ once again pulled it off, which he did. So go see it.
Which I did.
This is
Go see my movie.
This is legitimately JJ Abrams writing all of this stuff. It's gotta be.
Oh wait, we got half a star.
Oh, a half a star one. Okay. What a rotten way to end the saga. Avoid at all costs. Star Wars fans, even those who loved the sequel films, you will still hate it. There is nothing redeemable about this talentless piece of lazy fan fiction.
Truth.
That's Ryan Johnson.
Thank
That's
you,
Ryan
Andrew
Johnson.
D.
Awful says JJ pulled it off and dumped it into the trash. See all audience reviews. Let's do that. Let's go here. How's it 86%? I'm gonna give this movie
Half a star.
I can't give it
Half a star.
I can't.
Half a star.
Just don't vote.
Because it's not I have to take it in its entirety.
Half a
The
star.
cinematography was great.
Half.
The
Okay,
special
one
effects,
star.
The special effects were
One
fantastic.
star.
All right, we'll give it 1 star. Ah, come on. I'll do it later. All right. Where's the reviews? How do you get to the reviews?
Right there.
Oh, here we go. Oh, these are critic reviews. No. I want audience reviews.
Critics gave it a pretty bad score too.
Yeah.
These are critics. Where's the audience reviews?
One.
All
Audience right there.
verified audience. What does that mean?
It means they're verified that they watched it.
2 hours ago, 5 stars. Good mix of action and characters. Connected a lot of elements from earlier movies. Wow, what a very thoughtful review, Joe. Thank you for wasting my time. Logan R. Some good individual moments, but some very underwhelming retcons to The Last Jedi. Cheesy and disappointing third act. Nevertheless, the music, cinematography, and acting are on point, and the pacing is good. I agree. Logan. I got you, bro. The fire in that review, nice. It's all problematic. More JJ voice impression. Was I doing a JJ impression? I'm sorry. Did I do some weird voice?
Yeah.
I wasn't even paying attention. JJ has all of the interns making accounts for him as fast as humanly possible right now. He's out at colleges, like trying to hire kids to. Nikolai P says ties up loose ends in a satisfying way and doesn't get bogged down in semantics. Semantics? You mean like plot holes? Like filling plot holes? Okay.
Doesn't let plot hold it down.
Ryan Johnson in the last movie sets up this. Okay, a couple of things. First of all, sets up this you can't track people through light speed thing, right?
What was with those jumps?
And then at the beginning of this movie, these TIE fighters are chasing the Millennium Falcon through light speed in some bizarre thing called light speed skips. Is that what they said?
Jumps, skipping, something like that.
Skipping, light speed skipping, which is apparently a thing now, where you jump from planet to planet to planet, not through the vast emptiness of space, but as you're doing this, somehow or another, you're making light speed jumps, and then the TIE fighters are light speed jumping right behind you, following you, even though they said in the last movie that they can't track you through light speed.
Ooh, helmet.
Good job.
Dumb.
What?
Big brain.
Brains hurt.
Small brain.
Also, Ryan Johnson in the last film set up this thing that we have them at the end of a string, right? They were tracking something or someone, and the way Rian Johnson, Finn, thank you for ruining what I was going to say. The way they set it up, he said, we have them at the end of the string, and then slam cut to Finn. Finn is a stormtrooper. Finn has been a stormtrooper since he was kidnapped as a child, which means they probably implanted him with something that allows them to track all the movements of all the stormtroopers. Finn's got a GPS in his neck. That's how they were tracking him. That's what Ryan Jensen was obviously setting up in the last movie, and they did nothing with it this time.
Killed.
Did they lose all of the information for all of the... No, because you know what? The ship wasn't even destroyed. It was damaged. But his ship wasn't... You know what? They should have fixed his ship. Kylo
What do you
Ren's
think
ship.
about the Hux thing?
Oh, yeah, and then they just chucked Hux out the window.
Yeah.
Did they kill him?
Yeah.
Yeah, they kill Hux.
Oh.
Hux had like 2 scenes. And he's like, I'm the mole! Or, I'm the spy!
Ooh, yeah. I like Hux.
Throw it out the window.
I love that guy as an actor. But,
Oh.
I'm the spy!
Peter Rabbit.
Finn was LoJack, that is correct. Peter Rabbit. Oh, yeah, he's in Peter Rabbit.
Mhm.
Went to see it with friends. They apparently liked it. It must be the crazy... I must be the crazy person. No, if you're... I don't know. Because you can be you can be just blinded by effects and stuff, right? Like I was telling my daughter earlier, the first time I went and saw Man of Steel, I liked it, right? But then I started thinking about it, and like all of the plot holes just grew and grew and grew, and all of the things that are completely contrary to who Superman is as a character grew and grew and grew. So you can go in to a movie like this or a Michael Bay, any given Michael Bay movie. This may as well have been a Michael Bay movie, honestly. Why not just hire Michael Bay for the next one at this point? Pretty good. Had some problems with it early on, but it won me over by the halfway point. Well, yeah, that's what I was saying is like the pacing of the first half and the second half were like
I got the highest level.
2 different movies.
No clue.
Yeah.
I got this for you.
Let's see. Levon for 2 stars says a movie so afraid of its fans it undoes almost everything about the previous one, and it's poorly paced, blandly shot, and filled with boring exposition. Disney is and has always been gutless. Oh, he didn't put a period there. Afraid of anything different or challenging its audience. Chris B for 5 stars says, great end to the saga. Critics are insane. The fans are loving it. No. Well, look at the fan score. 89%. Is that 89 or 84?
89.
That's a B plus. I would not give this a B plus.
It's almost an A.
Give it an F minus.
The absolute perfect ending to a 9-movie saga. No. Again, I felt nothing. you're supposed to be in the course of a trilogy, and maybe this is Ryan Johnson's fault. Dude, can you just get off my chair? You're like really distracting me. You're supposed to build up in a trilogy, right? That's what we did. That's what you had in the original trilogy. You had it in the prequels too, right? You had a storyline building to a great conclusion. But yeah, I mean, Ryan just did kind of, what's that word when you castrate? He castrated the movie at the end of this second film. So by itself, you really left JJ with nowhere to go. Although I would have taken that as a challenge. I would have taken that as a challenge to do something better. Satisfying conclusion for lifelong Star Wars fans. You know what that sounds like? We don't want any more Star Wars after this.
Yes. This is the conclusion.
This is the
The
conclusion.
end. Please stop here.
There is no more Star Wars after this. I was glad to see Han Solo back, though.
But didn't Harrison Ford not want to do Star Wars anymore?
No, he did not want to do it anymore.
So he's probably like, gosh, I have to come back again.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But he had to agree to do it, right? Unless it was just...
Unless they, like, forced him.
Yeah, they're like, come on, Harry. We'll give you another 2% on this one. My Rotten Tomatoes score page here in the UK says 86%. I think it was.
Maybe it went down. Some more sensible people came online.
87% now. Let me see. Refresh. 88%. Oh,
Oh,
my
gosh.
gosh. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
gonna have to agree with the critics on this one.
Ah. Sean K says, perfect way to end a saga. I loved it. Amazing conclusion. Best of the new trilogy. What? Okay, Mandy M for a 1 star says, rushed, poorly made, too much CGI, and lack of practical effects. Lackluster villain who's been overused. Jedis have multiple lives. Kylo is just a plot device. Supporting characters get tossed aside. Then it follows the familiar pattern of Return of the Jedi, where Luke disappears to follow his path and convert Darth while his friends battle in ships. Rey does the same thing throughout the movie. In fact, the final scene is copied exactly from Return of the Jedi, where Palpatine shows Luke his friends losing the war. That is absolutely correct. And you know what? The plot leaks were real. They weren't 100% accurate. I'd probably say they were 90% accurate on the plot leaks. So they obviously changed some stuff in editing. But boy, yeah, that whole end scene was just copying Return of the Jedi. So what do you got to say?
I
man?
liked near the end where Kylo or Ben was trying to get to Rey, and then they do this lightsaber thing.
No,
I like that.
no, you don't like that.
I do.
That is stupid. So you know that little thing Ryan Johnson did in the last movie where he made it so that like water could be transferred right from one location to another through their Force Skype call. In this movie, or actually then later, you know, they could touch each other, right? Well, in this movie, they actually have a lightsaber duel through a Force Skype call, and things in their environment would fall through the Force and teleport to the location of the other person, and then they use that at the end to actually trade lightsaber. Like Ben didn't have a lightsaber, and then he's like thinking to Rey, and then Rey's thinking to him. Then they have a little Force transfer teleportation of a lightsaber because the Force can do anything now. The Force is all and in all through the Force we are. The Force is now just absolutely the magic bag that anyone can pull any plot device out
That's
of.
not how the Force works.
That's not how the Force works. Rhaegar says, I started off wanting to like Rey, but her prowess with the Force seems forced and unearned. It is, because she's a Palpatine, don't you know? So the rumors true that Rey is Palpatine's granddaughter. Yes, John T. Absolutely true. Why didn't Rey just teleport 1,000 generations of Jedi lightsabers into Palpatine? That's the other thing. So Palpatine sets her up, right, to do this, okay, you know, you're here and your hate flows through you and you want to kill me, so kill me. And then when you kill me, I win. And then she's like, no, I'm not going to kill you. But then she kills him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, how come? So she killed him, but how come she is not that Sith Lord now? I don't know. I have no answer. A decent movie, says Anonymous. Unfortunately, it was like 2 movies squashed into one. Little development of story or characters, just a stuffing of everything that must happen. Yeah,
No,
true.
I'm good.
And then little blurbs of exposition from Finn or Poe.
There's no
So she killed her own grandfather. There's a strange metaphor going on there. I also wonder, I don't know how old her parents were.
Oh no,
I'm trying to think when he would have had the son or the daughter that had Rey. I don't know. I'd have to look at a timeline. Doesn't really make sense. Also, how did he survive blowing up at the end of Return of the Jedi? I mean, he did look all kind of jacked up, like parts of his fingers were missing, and he was all decrepit and blind and all that stuff. But how? I don't know. It's just too many. There were plot holes big enough to fly a Death Star through. Palps would have to have been her great-grandfather. Oh, I don't know. But that was the big twist. It's like, no, I wasn't trying to kill you. I wanted you to come here. Yeah. Instant transmission. The
Except
Force.
for why did they keep saying like kill the scavenger?
Yeah.
Every time he sent someone after her, it was kill her.
Yeah.
Bring her to.
Right. There was. Yeah, he's literally sending Kylo Ren out to kill her.
And Kylo's like, oh, I have different plans. How did he not hear that?
I have my
If
own
he's heard
plans.
like Kylo's
Yeah.
thoughts and
Yeah.
plans before, how did he not know that Kylo was planning to kill him?
Awful Redneck says Death Star blows up with him in it and he's missing some fingers. LOL. Well, he's also like, I don't know, like his body is.
It's like hooked up to a big thing.
Yeah, that part I actually like. I thought the fact that he existed at all was stupid, but he was on like a giant crane, like a giant life support crane, which looked cool. Then he started sucking the life force out of them because they're a diadem, and now the Force is a healing power that can rejuvenate my entire body into the blah, 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 blah. Aaron Collins says, it sounds like the Skywalker and Palpatines are 2 extremely dysfunctional families. All right. That's making noise. Please stop making the noise.
Oh my gosh.
2 stars from Rob C. Well, the cast performances did the best they could with a poorly conceived notion. It's far from what the quality you would expect from J.J. Abrams. This may have been better as a two-part so that they could have actually explained some of the lame answers that were just dropped along the path to close off the Skywalker story. Yeah, like the whole explanation of Snoke. I made Snoke. That's it. Yep, I made Snoke. Alrighty then. Thanks for the explanation. I don't know if that meant that Snoke was like a puppet that he actually
I think
spoke through.
so. But then why did he have all those two Snokes?
Yeah, the extra Snokes in the petri dishes or whatever in the jars. Snoke in a jar. I made some Snoke a bit ago. Then I flushed it. Death Star blows up within. Let's see. Any other bad ones here? Let's see, where are we at? I don't want to do this all night long. It is 1:17 in the morning. We've done it for over an hour already. Dan N says, amazing conclusion, best of the new trilogy. I think we read that. Gosh, look at all these 5 stars. Absolutely amazing. Abrams did not hold back with this film. From the cinematography to the booming sound effects, this Star Wars film should not be missed. I can't wait to see it again.
Amazing. Haters gonna hate.
Amazing. Haters gonna hate. Bonnie says, it was a lot. There were many inexplicable storyline decisions and random threads that went nowhere. As a lifelong fan, disappointed that there weren't clear narratives tying the last 3 films together. Yeah. It is just disappointing. It's disappointing because they can't go back and redo it, you know?
Why not? They just release real versions.
Because they're all old now. They can't do it 10 years from now because everyone's going to be even older.
What do you mean they're all old now?
The real cast. The original cast. And dead.
Oh,
Carrie Fisher's
you mean
dead.
The original
Yeah.
cast. Yeah. Just CGI them.
Snoke is a missed opportunity. One of the few interesting things RJ did, in my opinion. What would have been interesting is if when Kylo got to his the Sith temple or wherever, I think that was a Sith temple.
There was another Snoke.
Yeah, no, not just another Snoke, but if it was like guarded by Snokes, right? That would have been creepy. That would have been cool. Victor, was it
but
good?
They all wear dresses, so it couldn't be that creepy.
They all wear sparkly kimonos.
Yeah.
There is a narrative tying these movies together, just not a good one. Yeah. Peter Mayhew and Kenny Baker also passed away. Yeah. Looks like they didn't pay off enough critic shills when they created all those 5-star real audience reviews. Let's see. So many 5 stars. Forget the critics. This is
Forget facts. Forget logic.
Sure, a few things didn't quite land or make complete sense.
Look, he admits it didn't make sense.
Okay, another freaking ridiculous thing. They're like in the Millennium Falcon and they're like, hey, what's wrong with the landing gear? And then they crash land. The landing gear is out, so they crash land.
Yeah.
This thing hovers to land. It doesn't matter if you have no landing gear.
Yeah.
You can just...
And they just happened to land. Oh, wait, never mind. They had their destination. But why did they, like, the ex-Stormtrooper group?
I don't know. I went to the bathroom at the ex-Stormtrooper group part.
Yeah.
here's more of these ending to the Skywalker. These guys are just regurgitating stuff. A great action-packed ending to the Skywalker saga. The end of a saga. Maybe the most important film saga in cinema history. Lots of fan service, almost entirely ignores The Last Jedi, which I'm sure will be disappointing to some. Really wish J.J. Abrams had directed all 3 films, but such is life. It definitely had a great feel and spirit of a Star Wars film. I will absolutely be seeing it again. As someone who disliked Episode 7 and was indifferent toward 8, I wasn't expecting very much from the movie. I was pleasantly surprised. The movie had a good pace. Some gorgeous... This guy likes Michael Bay movies. Some gorgeous scenes and felt more like a Star Wars movie to me than the last film, and didn't borrow the plot like 7. Except it totally did! Full of moments that keep you on the edge of your seat, and fun hidden treats for fans. My favorite of the new trilogy by a long shot. Okay. The one thing that I laughed out loud about is at the very end, Maz, what's her name? Blah 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 blah. Maz Granada, Maz, whatever. Maz gives Chewie the medal that he should have gotten in A New Hope. It was Maz Kanata. Thank you, Dennis. She hands him the medal from The New Hope, and I laughed out loud because I was like, finally. Chewie's like, Maz Hakuna Matata. Maz looks like Eden.
I hope not.
It's a terrible thing to say.
I look like a raisin, apparently.
Did the new director kind of salvage it? No. No. Star Wars Episode 9. Nothing matters. Yeah. Oh, yeah, but, they did have the first lesbian kiss in Star Wars history, so you got that going for you. Sweet baby Jesus, says Lee Margabear. Chewie didn't deserve a medal. He cheats at chess. Amazing. Haters gonna hate. I don't know. I think I don't know if I can. I'm gonna have to think about it. I might actually sit down and try to remember some of the more egregious stuff. Because we are gonna be talking about this on Monday's show. Yay! First pansexual robot kiss next.
Look at that.
What?
Finn was the best part of this film, and that's why I gave it a star. The first half was fine. Then any scene with Rey and Kylo together just made me cringe, and one of the twists at the ends made me audibly gag out loud during my show.
Aww. Oh.
So this is the opposite.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Okay, so for me, I've never understood why Jedi don't just fly, right? You have a force and you can lift 10,000 tons worth of stuff, but you can't lift yourself off the ground. In this film, Rey flies.
And they do that big jump thing.
Big jump thing? When
they're fighting on the Death Star.
Oh my gosh! Okay, so there's this one scene, right, where so Finn is over here about 20 yards away because Rey just force pushed him back. And then Rey and Kylo are over here again, 20 yards away, lightsaber dueling. And Rey looks over and sees a freaking 400-foot tall wave coming towards them. And she jumps out of the way. Why didn't Finn die? He should have died right then and there. That would have been yeah. They can jump and levitate to an extent.
Who
right.
says that?
What?
They can heal.
Why?
Why can't they just
Yeah,
fly?
they can heal people. They can apparently now they
I
can
think
bring
it's
people
just
back
Rey.
from the dead. they can bring Finn used his janitor powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he mopped it up.
Sponge.
So what were you just talking about? Finn lived because of reasons. Oh yeah. So the Force can now reanimate dead people. But apparently doing that kills you. By the way, none of these skills were learned because I don't know. I guess Rey just she's such a Mary Sue. I never even like using that term. But it's exactly what she is. She can figure out all these new fancy powers with nobody ever has to explain to her or show her or anything, and she just instinctively knows that she can tell. I mean, she did it in the first movie. She did it in the very first movie where she used the force to convince stormtroopers to do stuff. That was a funny part, though.
Is there a part where you guys like sleep or not?
Admittedly,
Like,
it was a funny part where
Oh, when she does it in this movie.
when she does it in this movie to the stormtroopers, and she's like telling the stormtroopers what to think, and then not Finn, the other one. Poe turns to Finn. He's like, "You think she does that to us?" So there were some laughs at least.
Or like
Finn is the most overpowered janitor in existence. Yeah, right. Rey can fly now? That's dumb. Forget Leia had that Mary Poppins one. Well, she wasn't. She was floating, right? Calling all the old Jedi to come unto her. And then she was floating. And this is just proving what a way more phenomenal Jedi she is than Luke was. Because Luke was, one hand handstand, had Yoda on his feet, levitating rocks at the same time, right? But Rey is in lotus position, floating 15 feet up in the air with circles of rocks orbiting her like she's the nucleus of an atom, and then calling, the Force people, whatever. Be with me. I'm so lonely. Be with me, please. But they didn't come. Right. Levitation skill. Ability to sometimes sense where people are. Come on to her. Awesome. Come on to her. Come to me. Because it's life energy, not force energy. Why didn't Rey use Force Heal to save Kylo from his Force overdose before he died from saving her? He vanished too fast. I know, that's what I'm saying. Why don't you save him now? Oh, no, he's gone. homie vanished faster. He was like, I'm outie.
Like, no, don't bring me back. I don't want to be here.
New skill sets for the Force: resurrection, healing, transferring life force, teleportation, video Skype lightsaber fighting. What else?
there's one guy left.
You got the rejuvenation? Life rejuvenation or something like that. Force dualism or dual, what'd they call it? A duality or a something. Somehow or another, Rey and Kylo together became a unique thing that hasn't happened for 1,000 generations or something like that. I can't remember exactly what she said. There's always time for cousin loving. Maybe that's why they got rid of it. Got rid of Kylo. Because they didn't want to get stuck with that weird incestual thing. So they just had the one kiss. They were. Palpatine created Anakin.
What?
Palpatine created Anakin Skywalker.
No!
Yeah.
No!
Force overdosing is a thing? That's hilarious. Everybody is getting wiped out from the force overdosing. What a cheap cop out to get rid of characters. First cousins are legal in Japan. No, I don't know. Yep, Eden's mind has been blown. Mind has been blown.
Yeah, I'm gonna pretend this movie never happened. I'm not related.
See, she gets it. Oh no. I don't know what to do. Ugh. So, what do you think, Eden? 2 thumbs up? All right. They hyperspace ram Palpatine's fleet? No, they excused that. They did mention it. They mentioned it because one of them was like, "Hey, why don't we just do the Holdo maneuver?" And they're like, "No, that's like a 1 in a million shot or something." It's like, what do you mean? You just have to aim your ship and hit light speed. Of course, then that means everyone has to suicide bomb. They'd essentially become the kamikaze pilots. And that's yeah. No, Palp's fleet use their shields. Yeah, and then that's an interesting new thing. Apparently, now you can't use shields in an atmosphere.
Why did they have to wipe C-3PO's memory in order to, and then he just got it back?
That's right. So they killed Chewbacca, but then he was still alive. They wiped C-3PO's memory, but then he got it back. So both of those were completely meaningless sacrifices or whatever.
I mean, I'm glad Chewbacca's not dead.
Yeah. True.
Chewbacca's the only good character. He's the best.
Yeah. Sounds like this film is doing the most. It is doing the most. It's the bestest. Anyways, my throat is tired from complaining. How did Leia die? Saying hi to Ben.
No, not even hi, just Ben.
That was it. She died just force messaging Ben. And all she said was Ben.
Maybe she brought Han back.
She brought what?
Han back.
No. Han was
Then
just
how
a
did
memory.
Han come
He was
back?
just a memory. Remember?
Memory.
I'm your
He
memory.
looks out. I don't know if I have. I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. And then instead of stabbing him this time, he throws his
Yeah.
lightsaber.
Was her death a new force power? Oh, there's a new force power. She dies, and then she just lays there for a couple days before she becomes one with the force.
I don't think days.
Michael Pernesti says, "What? No shields in atmosphere? This is total BS. Universe rules and the force change on a whim for plot points, apparently." Yes. Yeah, she survived getting blown into space, but a Skype call was too much for her. Worst death scene ever. Yeah, I mean, honestly, The Last Jedi, Luke's death in The Last Jedi was high art, was freaking Shakespeare compared to this. That's so dumb. They should have just killed her off in the last film when she got sucked into space. Yeah, but then you couldn't, I don't know. Yeah. I must have suppressed that memory like I suppressed midichlorians. Leah overdosed on the roast. All right, I gotta end this. My throat actually hurts from complaint. I don't like complaining about Star Wars. This was just it was too much. It was too much. And I don't revel in it. I'm not happy about this movie being bad. This is
Okay, I'm going to be honest right now. I could have forgiven everything that you are saying is wrong with the movie If only they kept Ben alive. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I could have forgiven everything.
Thumbs up to the thumbs down stream.
Yeah.
But no, it's disappointing and sad. I don't revel in J.J. Abrams or Kathleen Kennedy or Ryan Johnson or anyone ruining Star Wars. Right? I mean, why would you be happy about that? If you actually love Star Wars, and I do, you guys have seen all my crap I've collected over the years. How could you be happy about it?
Trek stuff up there, honestly.
What do you mean? What's that? What's
I
that?
see one thing.
What's that?
I can't.
I mean,
see
that's
over there.
just in my room. If you love Star Wars, you should be sad about this. I mean,
Or just pretend it never existed.
It is fun to,
Just pretend it didn't happen.
it's fun to critique. It's fun to poke fun at silly things. But when you really sit down and think about it, if you've invested 40 years of your fandom, if you've read the books, if you've played the games, if you've collected the toys, you used to play Luke and Yoda out on your yard when you were a kid. It's sad to see them end it because, frankly, I don't know where they go from here.
This is the end, right?
This has to be the end.
What was that weird thing with Lando and that ex-stormtrooper girl at the end?
That was the setup.
For the next one.
That's the setup.
That's what I was thinking, but that seemed kind of dumb.
Yeah, Lando wanting to do the 23andMe on the stormtrooper chick to find out where she came from. Dang gummit, all this stuff is falling down. I want to like it, but I can't help it if they suck at writing cohesive stories. Oh my gosh, why does this keep sliding? Look at this.
You put too much stuff on your desk.
But it was up here and it was fine before. Now it's sliding. All right. I'm going to go see Cats. You know what? If you want to go see a good movie this weekend and you have not seen it yet, go see Jumanji. That is a good, fun film.
Jojo Rabbit looks really good too.
But that's not out anymore, is it?
It's not.
Is Jojo Rabbit still out? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, Jojo Rabbit looks really funny. Jojo Rabbit. Boop. Hillcrest. It's only playing in those smaller theaters. It should be out regular soon. Oh, Jumanji. Oh, okay. You didn't like Jumanji? Did you not like it? Or were you shaking your head at something else when I was looking? Never mind. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here, watching me and my daughter review Star Wars The Fall of Skywalker. The Rise of Skywalker. What a stupid name. Rise of Skywalker?
She's not Skywalker.
She's not a Skywalker.
Okay.
It should have been The Fall. The Fail. Let's see. What could they have named? I'm just going to get... They're already saying goodbye, and I'm like trying to go. Anyways. You
should have named it Dumb Bad.
This makes me yearn for something this horrible.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground! You underestimate my power! Don't try it!
Micah's face.
Good night, everyone.